Hello, my name's Samira Cakali and I head up the employment team at Winston Solicitors. Employment tribunals are a guide for businesses. As a busy business owner, you're concerned about growth and innovation, so the last thing on your mind is an employment tribunal claim. So it's really easy to get panic-stricken if you get a call from Acas or you have an employment tribunal claim land on your desks. So hopefully this short video will help you guide you through the process. How does the process start? The journey inevitably commences with a call from Acas. Now, Acas are a free, confidential conciliatory body which help organisations resolve disputes before they even hit the ground. So in my view, if you get that call, ensure that you engage. Now, if an employment tribunal dispute isn't settled by way of Acas conciliation, the claimant then formally lodges a claim form known as the ET1. So you have 28 days after the ET1 and grounds of complaint are filed to submit the ET3. So the ET3, this is a critical document because this provides you with your opportunity to set out why you took the decisions that you took and also address the allegations that the claimant's raising. So at this stage, it's so invaluable to seek legal advice so that you've got the best defence possible. So what happens once an ET3 has been submitted? Now, once the ET3 has been submitted, the tribunal judge will look through the documentation that have been presented to understand whether there's a need for a preliminary hearing, which is a procedural hearing. Now, 9 out of 10 times, if you've got a litigant in person, then a tribunal will list the matter for a preliminary hearing, which effectively sets out the timetable for the process. Now, by that I mean the employment judge will look at when documents should be disclosed, when witness statements should be exchanged, and when a final hearing should be set. Preparing for the disclosure of documents. Now, this is another imperative stage to the process because the documents that need to be disclosed are not those that help your case, but are deemed all documents which are relevant to your case. And this is a duty that's not just placed on you, it's also placed on the claimant because it's their claim. And how things are put together is that chronological lists are collated, and those will inevitably include some documents which relate to the employment of the claimant. So their employment contract, any appraisals, any probationary reviews, the tribunals expect those, as well as documents which relate to the particular decision. So for example, if it's an unfair dismissal claim, a tribunal will want to see the allegations put forward, the investigation, the termination letter, and any appeal. Preparing for the witness statement stage. So full witness statements need to be taken from all the witnesses in the matter. Now, these need to be a belts and braces approach, so the witness needs to go through every single thing that they undertook in the process. Now, it's vital that the information is comprehensive because at the employment tribunal, the witness won't get an opportunity to expand on their statement. Again, the duty is on both parties to disclose witness statements, and witness statements will be disclosed simultaneously at a date decided by the tribunal. So what happens at a final hearing? Now, the final hearing is an opportunity for both parties to present their claim. Witnesses will be cross-examined by the judge and any legal representative of the other party. The panel will get to ask questions. Now, in terms of who the panel is, this will be dependent on the type of claim that's pursued. So for example, a simple, straightforward, unfair dismissal claim, you may have a judge sitting alone, whereas a more complex discrimination claim will have a full panel which would consist of an employment judge and 2 lay members, one lay member that has a HR background and the other lay member who has a trade union background. The panel will also deal with any preliminary issues that need to be considered, and then each witness will take their stand. Now, the statements that have been exchanged early on in the process will be taken as read, and again, the panel and any legal representative will have an opportunity to ask the witness any questions. The judge will listen to both sides before reaching a decision, and sometimes what may happen is a decision is reserved, so all that means is that you'll get a decision through the post. What are the possible outcomes? So the possible outcomes are that if you're successful in your defence, the claim will be dismissed, and if you're unsuccessful, the tribunal will award either compensation and, in rare occasions, reinstatement or recommendation. Thank you for listening, and if you have any questions in relation to employment tribunal claims, then please do not hesitate to contact the employment team at Winston Solicitors on 0113 320 5000.